welcome again to another episode of ECCB Connects. DCash, the digital version of the EC dollar, is a safer, faster, cheaper way to pay for goods and services across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. On today's episode, we discuss the benefits that DCash offers business owners. We also speak about the upcoming launch in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines and what the people of SVG can look forward to with the rollout of DCash. Stay connected. We'll share more with you after the break.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is rolling out DCash, the next step in the evolution of the EC dollar. Use DCash to send and receive money to and from friends and family. Make payments directly from your smart device. Make payments from wherever you are. Download the app from the Google Play or Apple Store and sign up, or visit dcashec.com for more information. The future of the EC dollar is digital. Let's make history together.
The DCash ecosystem is made up of a number of partners, of which merchants or business owners are key. We sat down with Sybil Welch, member of the DCash project team, where she explained the benefits of DCash for these business owners. Now, Sybil, DCash has been in circulation for a few months now across the pilot countries, and we know a key part of the DCash ecosystem are the merchants, those businesses who accept and offer DCash as a payment option. Talk to us about what the DCash merchant landscape looks like at this point.
Well, Karina, we're in 4 countries currently, 2 in the Leewards and 2 in the Windwards. So that's Antigua and Barbuda and St. Kitts and Nevis, and Grenada and St. Lucia. And we have around 90 merchants, and they're important because we need to make sure that we have places where consumers can spend DCash. And so what we are focusing on is expanding that base so that we can have an ecosystem that is dynamic and vibrant. And so we really are pleased to have these merchants who have been the first movers in this DCash journey, and we're looking to expand even more.
Now, if I'm a merchant, I'm a business owner, I already have a few options, where I can accept payments. I have my cash, I have cards that I can accept from my customers. What's the benefit specifically of using DCash for my business?
DCash provides a faster, cheaper, safer way to make EC payments and transfers. And so this is a win-win for both the merchant and for the consumer. For the merchant, we want to talk about first, there's no minimum balance. And that's important because, sometimes, Karina, we go into stores and you see the big sign, cards accepted, but you must have $25 or more for that expense. And that is because there's a cost for that card payment infrastructure that is borne by the merchant. And so they're trying to make sure that they can break even at least on the sale. So you cannot really make a card payment for a small transaction. With DCash, we have no minimum transaction. So for merchants who have very small margins, who really want to be part of the e-commerce, the part of the electronic payments, here is where we provide a very affordable. Now, when I say affordable, let us make sure that we're talking about a pilot, and so it's going to be affordable for the pilot. There's no cost at all, but it's also going to be affordable post-pilot. So even when we have a cost for the merchant, it will be such that it is far below what commonly obtains in the market for alternatives. Now, it is also very, as we say, faster. That's one of our value propositions. The speed of when one can get settlement is important because a merchant now can immediately use those funds and spend again. They can buy new material to stock up. And so the way that the money circulates and the speed of getting settlement is a benefit for the merchant. They don't have to take out a loan. They don't have to do an overdraft. That is a win-win. And then the issue of not having to deal with cash. So many times, merchants have their staff or themselves staying behind to count out cash. They're out by $10. They spend 2 hours trying to find their $10. The DCash is electronic. So it's digital. Let's use the words, it's digital. So there is no time wastage to chase $10. And if time is money, the way that we can cut back on time means the way that we can save money. That hits at the bottom line of the merchant in a positive way. And then there's so many opportunities now when you have digital payments, merchants can think about, listen, what new business opportunities, what new niche customer offerings can I offer? And not only to have to stay within country, now I can think about offering, because did I say that you can just send payments over to another country in the Eastern Caribbean currency union and the same time factor obtains? So 5 seconds or less, I send to you in a different country or within country, and the funds are received. And the beauty about it is that you see that transaction record in the app on your smart device, be that a phone or a tablet. And so there's no need to have to do any going elsewhere to find out how much money I have or waiting until at the end of the day it is there in the transaction history. That's a win-win. There's so many persons, so many merchants, so many small businesses that don't have access to an electronic payment platform. They have to deal with cash. And when they get all of the cash, they have to walk around with it. So take the farmer, take the fisherman, take the vendor, the hair braider, the person who's doing the barber shop. There is a sort of a safety issue in walking around with so much physical cash. This is not anything that you're going to have to walk around with. And let me make sure persons understand, there's no money on the phone or the smart device that you're using. It is just a means to effect and receive payment. Right. Similar to when one logs onto an online banking through their mobile phone, there's no money on their phone. So the beauty of it, if I misplace my phone, my money is secure and safe. All I have to do is give my credentials to reset my password, and boom, I'm back in with my DCash safe and secure. It's a real win-win for merchants. And so what we invite merchants to do is really come on board and enjoy, immerse yourself in the DCash experience.
Sybil, now you touched on the fact that using DCash, there's no minimum amount that you would have to spend, like with a card payment, for example. And that's very important for those merchants, those smaller business owners who might have this challenge to overcome.
Yes, and that's one of the areas or one of the value propositions. That's what we are targeting when we launch DCash, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. It's the financial inclusion. We want everyone to have access to technology, not just for those who have a lot of money to build an infrastructure or to pay for an infrastructure. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is providing this infrastructure for all persons to come on board, regardless of the funds that they have available. And so what happened is for financial inclusion, small merchants, micro merchants can leverage this platform to really expand their customer base. Because sometimes customers are looking for convenience. They're looking not to have to say, I don't have cash on me. You know, sometimes you see a small merchant and you say, I don't have cash. Well, what the small merchant should do is pull out their DCash and say, I have the DCash app. Come and spend. And so that's what part of what we are building out in terms of opportunities and access, affordability, and inclusion. That's the DCash way.
Saint Vincent and the Grenadines is the next ECCB member country in which DCash will be launched. What do the people of SVG have to look forward to with the rollout of DCash? Member of the DCash project team, Kachiria Charles, speaks more about this.
With the launch of DCash in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, we already recognize that Saint Vincent and the Grenadines is very cash intensive. A lot of their transaction and payment activity is done using cash. And because a lot of the merchants do not have electronic means like cards, facilities to facilitate other types of payments other than cash. So with rolling out DCash in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, we are giving them an alternative so that they do not have to walk around with all this cash in their pockets, and we're giving them a safer, cheaper, faster way of making payments. We do know also of the peculiar situation with the volcanic eruptions and persons in the diaspora within the region, the ECCU wanting to assist Vincentians with aid in terms of monetary aid. And so we are giving them also an opportunity to receive money from their friends and families within the ECCU via their smartphone. They can now use that funds on their smartphone to even cash out if they want the physical cash, or they can use that money to purchase their daily basic needs and wants.
Now, you spoke about DCash being a way for persons outside of SVG to assist with the recovery efforts. Give us an example of how that would work.
So if I am in St. Lucia, St. Lucia is one of our pilot countries. We have St. Lucia, Antigua, Grenada, and St. Kitts and Nevis. So currently, when we launch in Saint Vincent, any person from those 4 countries can send money via our blockchain technology to persons who would have downloaded their wallets in Saint Vincent and have an active wallet. So they will send the money to their wallets, and instantly they can access the funds on their wallet in Saint Vincent to conduct their business in whichever form they wish to.
You spoke about cashing out if someone receives DCash. Explain what that is.
So the cashing out process is that we recognize that you could have DCash, but you might still have a need for physical cash because you might go down to the market shop and they are not accepting DCash for whatever reason. So I still need to purchase what I need to purchase. So I need cash. DCash is an alternative to physical cash, so I should still be able to exchange. And this is what we are offering you, an opportunity to exchange DCash for physical cash. And so we are setting up agencies. We are approving agents or businesses within Saint Vincent and the Grenadines so that they're able to facilitate this exchange. So you take your DCash wallet, you're going to be transferring some of your DCash on your wallet to their wallet, and they in turn are going to give you physical cash so you can use to make your purchases that requires physical cash.
So not only can you use DCash from between DCash users, but if there's a situation where you can't actually spend DCash, you can convert that digital currency to physical ECCash and spend in that way.
Yes, and the great thing about it, it's one-to-one. So 1 DCash is equal to 1 EC dollar. So there's no charge. They're not going to be able to deduct anything from your money. Whatever DCash you have, you should get the equivalent in physical cash.
Now, for those persons in SVG specifically who are hearing about DCash for the first time, just give us a brief overview of how they could sign up to use DCash.
In terms of using the DCash system, you have two choices. You can download the app via your Apple Store or your Android Play Store on your mobile device, your smartphone or your tablet. Then you would register via your phone. It will instruct you how to register via your phone, and that application will go to one of our agencies who would review your application, ensure that you meet all our criteria, and they would approve or get back to you if they need further information. Ultimately, you will be approved, and once you're approved, you can begin to use your wallet. Alternatively, you can also get a wallet from your commercial bank, one of the participating commercial banks within Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, who would receive your application, and they would also review it and approve you, and you will transact your business via your phone, your mobile device. The financial institutions that we are working with in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines include RBTT Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Bank of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, General Employees Cooperative Credit Union, Saint Vincent Teachers Union Credit Union, we have St. Vincent Cooperative Bank Limited. Those are the financial institutions that we are currently working with in the pilot. We are hoping to get others on board, and we will make those announcements as they happen.
Now, for more information, if persons wanted to get up to speed with the latest that's happening in DCash, and specifically the launch of in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, how would they obtain that information?
Information is available on our DCash website, which is www.dcashec.com. That's www.dcashec.com. We have lots of information on there, including frequently asked questions and answers. We have videos from past experience in our countries that we have launched to date. We have information on the merchants, the agents, who they are, what they do. We have a load of information on our website. And also, do not forget that we have our ECCB Connect and YouTube, Facebook pages, and those can give you lots of information also on DCash. And of course, feel free to contact any one of us at the ECCB, and we have our agency offices in the different countries. In Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, it is located at French's Gate, headed by Mrs. Elrita Miguel.
RBTT Saint Vincent and the Grenadines is one of the financial institutions who will be offering DCash to their customers. Vonetta Rogers, country manager of RBTT SVG, shares why they chose to be part of the DCash project.
First National Bank St. Lucia would have launched DCash on the 31st of March 2021. And RBTT saw this as a great initiative for persons to receive and send cash in a faster manner. At the initial point when we were having discussions with ECCB, this was at the point where we were in the height of the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano, and persons were receiving funds from across the region. And we saw this as an opportunity to make the transaction easier, simpler, and faster for our clients. So that's why we choose to be on board. We also look at the benefits and the features of the DCash product. And we saw it as a great initiative coming out of ECCB, and we chose to be a part of it. DCash is simple, it is safe, it's fast, and it's reliable. I've actually seen the app itself work, and persons receive funds in a matter of seconds. It's actually hassle-free. So persons receiving funds till now as a result of the La Soufrière volcano can take DCash as a reliable source of receiving those funds. Now, when you look at DCash, you do a peer-to-peer transfer, or you want to buy goods and services within the region, DCash comes in as a great benefit where this is concerned. It comes as a cheaper means because there's no charge in terms of transferring the funds, and they receive the funds within a matter of seconds. So the preparation would be one in terms of our technology, getting the technology side of it sorted, having all the platforms in place, and two, the training of the staff that has also been sorted, and we up and ready to go. The training, having staff interface with the product, the app, the sites that we're going to use, getting familiar with it. That was a pretty easy part of it. And the staff were actually excited. There wasn't much that we needed to change in terms of the operation side, because the DCash itself it's an app. So there really isn't much in terms of spending that a financial institution would need to do to get ready for DCash. So RBTT role would be one of the financial institution side. So we actually onboarding client-based customers. So we're doing customers, consumers, as well as merchants. So we onboarding clients who actually have accounts with us. So you can either have a savings or checking account. Once the client is 18 years or older, then they can sign up for DCash. I just want to encourage all persons out there to sign up for DCash. It's safe, it's easy, it's fast, and it's simple to use. You can just go online or contact the financial institution, contact RBTT. Our staff are ready and able to help with the process, quite knowledgeable about the DCash product as well. So we're encouraging each and everyone to be a part of this opportunity of DCash. DCash is easy, it's fast, it's safe for everyone to use.
We've come to the end of this week's episode of ECCB Connects. For more information about DCash, the digital version of your EC dollar, visit www.dcashec.com or download the app from the Google or Apple Play stores. Thanks for watching, and join us next week when we bring you the final episode of Season 16 of ECCB Connects.